Welcome to this episode of Kthread Cooks. That was actually a real gnat that I just swatted, which ties in perfectly with our southern theme today. Welcome to the Kthread Kitchen, otherwise known today as the Whistle Stop Cafe. We're going to be making fried green tomatoes. I got these beautiful tomatoes yesterday at the market, the flea market actually, where they sell vegetables in Homestead, Florida. But the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to clabber the milk. So let's talk about how to clabber milk. You can definitely use buttermilk, that's fine. But if you'd like to make your own buttermilk, what you need to do is you need to get a cup of milk and you need to add a tablespoon of lemon juice or white vinegar. So that's about half of a lemon. And then you just want to let it sit for about 5 minutes. Now, here's the difference. I drink raw milk, so it's unpasteurized, and that means that we're actually making something that's called clabber. When you clabber milk, you're making buttermilk, you're souring it, but there is a traditional southern, and since we're going southern, we might as well go all the way southern, a traditional southern drink, kind of yogurt drink called clabber. And it's made from raw milk, unpasteurized milk that's also soured. Sometimes it's called thick milk, and you consume it, drink it, with either sugar on top or black pepper. It's very good. But you need to have raw milk to make what's traditionally referred to as clabber. So we're going to let this sit for 5 minutes and we're going to get started on the tomatoes. So while we're waiting for the milk to thicken, we are going to slice the green tomato. I like to slice about 1/4 inch to 1/8 of an inch thick, but you want them to be the same thickness so they'll cook at the same rate. And I'm going to take them and put them in the slices, put them in a colander so that they will drain. Some of the moisture will drain out. So I'm going to put them like this, and then I'm going to take kosher salt and I'm going to pour it over the top. And I'm going to keep this in the sink for about 5 minutes and just let some of the moisture drip out so they'll be crispier when we put them in the pan to fry. Okay, so now we're going to make the dressing. So I made some homemade aioli. You can see that it's kind of yellowy because I used a new yolk. Again, these eggs that I got at the market yesterday, so they're very fresh. So I'm going to put a little bit of the aioli in the bowl, and then we're going to add our clabbered milk that we made. So that's 3 spoonfuls. And then we're going to add about half the cup of buttermilk. You can see that it got all curdy, which is exactly what we want. And then we just stir this together. And now we're ready for the fried green tomatoes. So I like to use a mix of unbleached all-purpose flour and plain, yellow cornmeal. But if you don't have one and you've only got the other, just use that. If it's all flour, it's all cornmeal, totally great, that's fine. I just mix it up in a little bowl with a fork. And let's go grab our green tomatoes. Okay, so I just rinsed off the green tomatoes. And what we want to do is we want to throw a knob of butter in a really hot pan. Nice. Take the tomato and we're just going to dredge it both sides and then kind of knock the excess off. And then we're just going to throw it in the pan. You don't want to crowd the pan with these, so I'm probably going to do 3 at a time. They'll go for about 2.5 minutes on the first side, and then we'll turn them over. And in the pan, you can have one of 3 things. You can do this with butter, you can do this with bacon grease, or you can do this with lard. Whatever you've got available, they're all fine. And you can tell that they're about ready to be flipped over when the flour starts to disappear. And you can only see a little trace of it on the very top. Then they're ready to be turned over with a fork. We just lay out the slices of tomato, then pour some of the dressing underneath, Squeeze a little lemon on top, and there you have it, fried green tomatoes. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of kthread Cooks, and we'll see you next time.